about this food she made, it tastes so good to a point I'm like, man, what she just do to this? Like this is amazing. Like I have to learn this. And
Hmm.
over time, I just I just started just creating recipes, you know.
Hmm.
Then I'm like, okay, I really don't really know how to do it, so let me go in the restaurant. So I started working in restaurants. My first restaurant job was Burger King because I'm thinking I was gonna learn something there. But I did, but it wasn't what I was seeking. But I learned it though, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then went over to the Waffle House trying to learn how to do that. That wasn't my niche. It was cool, but the it was it was cool. It was good for what it was.
Hmm.
Then Applebee's. That's where I
Hmm.
learned how to get down at Applebee's. Started off as a dishwasher, worked my way up.
Hmm.
Yep. hmm
Wait,
And
so because I was gonna ask, I was thinking, so nobody in your family actually taught you how to cook? You went to these restaurants and learned how to cook?
yeah,
What the damn. Okay.
yeah. I I always sat back and observe and
Hmm.
watch. And I looked at certain recipes and I used to work in the mornings where they do the prep work and they have the recipes of how to make this or how to make that or how to make this. And I would look over this and be like, okay, that's what a recipe looked like. Okay, that is what this
Mm.
looked like, you know, because growing up in the South, we didn't deal with too many computers and this and that, you know,
Yeah.
we didn't have what they have today, right?
And
So
grandma and them didn't write it down. They ain't even want you to
nobody wrote,
know.
nope, you weren't going to get the recipe. You weren't going to
You
really get
wanted to
nothing.
get the recipe.
You wouldn't get nothing from what they were trying to do. No, you joking, I'm going to do this one here. And they'll let
Yep.
you know. And they will sit you in the kitchen and about time y'all be talking and everything. She already poured a little woo wop on you for throw whatever she needed to throw in the pot, and you didn't even see it, you know.
Yep. Yep.
So
Now.
there's different restaurants, man. Like and I started
Hmm.
restaurant hopping from a seafood restaurant to a steakhouse to a barbecue restaurant to a gourmet restaurant. Just food hopping, just learning different recipes and making it my own.
Mm. Okay. So that brings me to the 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 competition you was just in, like the favorite chef competition. How did you even become a part of that?
Okay, now when COVID hit, everything went crazy, right? Everybody,
Hmm.
we all experienced that. And I started these Zoom cooking classes on during COVID, and a lot of people who was doing it was following me on social media. We're like, "Oh man, this competition come up. You should be a part of this competition."
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like, bro, y'all tripping, bro. Like, I'm just a little caterer or whatever. And this lady out of Napa said, "No, I'm gonna enter you into this competition. I want you
Hmm.
to be in this competition. I think you have the talent to do what you need to do in this competition." And she do the same thing. She do the cooking classes, but she just do hers on YouTube. I do mine Zoom live, right? We
Yeah.
cooking together.
Hmm.
So I entered into the competition. I made it to the almost the semifinal round, and I was second place. I was first place the whole 3 4 months, and I went second place. And the second place didn't make it, but I finished second place before the semifinal round.
Okay.
And and it was just based off votes. It was based off votes. I didn't go in to win. If I would have won, thank you. But I went in just to get the experience, right?
There you go.
Because you're dealing with chefs all over the nation. It was everybody from the East Coast, the South, West Coast, Midwest. It was a lot of people in different categories. But for me, it just gave me a lot of exposure. A lot of exposure. We went on Good Day Sacramento promoting it. We went on ABC Channel 10 promoting it. And it was a success, like we got a lot of jobs behind it. I got a lot of social media followers on Instagram behind it. So it was good.
Yeah, it
Different
did what it was
chefs.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna ask, like, even because I understand, like, just being on a platform like that, sometime winning doesn't really matter if you do your thing because everybody's watching, right? So
Yes.
you would say your overall experience, it was like a great experience.
To me, I won.
There you go.
I got exposure. I got
Mm-hmm.
exposure. People know me from other states now.
Hmm.
A lot of chefs that they reached out to me like, if it ever open, you come and visit my restaurant, or whatever. So a lot of them tried my seasonings. So it been big, like it been good for me. It been good for D's word of mouth.
There you go. So speaking of D's word of mouth, talk to everybody about your catering service and like what type of things do you offer?
Okay, our catering business. We're barbecue and soul food in Friendswood, California. The down south and Cali. Mixed it together because
Mm-hmm.
Cali they health conscious. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna make some move, you got to make sure that you're reaching all kind of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we provide drop offs, pickups, um, private section, intimate section, personal, just to come in being your personal chef. Basically whatever I'm here for my guests. I don't treat people as customers. I treat them as guests because you're part of me now. Doing your whole journey, you're part of me.
Hmm.
Let's get this done. Whatever you need, we're gonna make it happen. I understand it's a money-based business, but I'm just here to help you. Like, if you don't have it, we don't do this whole big shebang to go over your budget, but we're gonna make it one beautiful thing. You don't trust me. We're gonna do what we need to do to make your event wonderful.
There you go. There you go.
Hmm.
Now, um, the last thing I'm going to talk to you about, and you just mentioned it, talk to me about your seasonings. Like you made your own seasonings?
Yeah, I made my own seasoning. It called D's Word of Mouth Seasoning. Um, we made it during COVID.
Hmm.
Made it during COVID. What the crazy thing about it is, it took me 3 months to make this. I couldn't sleep. I'm up and down. Try some stuff. No, that ain't right. Try this here. No, that ain't right. Throw it away. Try it again. Waking up 2, 3 in the morning, 1 or 2 in the morning, trying to get this right.
Hmm.
Missing something. Missing something. Go back to the drawing board. Go back. Go back. And then one night, in the middle of the night, got up, tried it again. I seen it before it happened. I've been having these visions, so I've been kind of chasing my visions. Like, if I see it in my sleep, I get up. I'm going to write it down. I'm going for it, right? And then that day I made it, my wife said, "Oh, that's it.
Hmm.
That's it. Did you write it down?" I said, "Yes, I wrote it down." Then we started converting it into bigger portions, and that still was it. And right now we have went crazy for selling bottles. We sold a lot of bottles. A lot of people have supported. I gave a lot away just to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
To give a little 4 ounce sample away,
Mm-hmm.
just to put it out there because we have big plans for it here in the near future, right? I'm trying to get it in restaurants. I'm trying to get it to restaurants. I have a few restaurants I'm gonna meet when I go to Reno in Vegas to see can I promote it there. So
Mm-hmm.
just out there just pushing around. A lot of people like come up with the next one. I'm like, oh, just hold tight for a second. It's coming. Let me get this one
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
need it because some people they have 5 or 6 different ones popping off,
Mm-hmm.
and I applaud them for it. Just this one trying to get it to where it needs to be. It's tough, man. Like you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. But I have a lot of people who buy it from me. A lot of people, and they love it. They love it. Like constantly love it. They're like, man, you need bigger bottles. I'm like, I got this big old 16 ounce. That ain't big enough. So, but it been a blessing in the journey for making it. Like I applaud. Yes.
That's good, man. That's good. And even just seeing like whenever you would talk about cooking, right? I can tell that it was like a passion of yours. And that's one of the biggest things that I try to promote on my platform. Like me and you was talking about earlier, too many of us are stuck in this hamster wheel where we find a job, may not even like the job as much, but we need money. We just doing that. We have these little ideas about things we can do with ourselves, but for whatever reason, we don't do it. You know what I mean? And I'll be telling people, you don't want to be an old person with regrets. I think
Man,
everybody needs something for themselves. Like everybody needs to work. So get a job, do what you got to do, but cook something, like do some art, like work out, like find something for yourself. If you don't want to go crazy out here, you got to find something for yourself. And some people say, well, my thing is raising kids. And I'm like, that's dangerous because they're going to grow up.
and they gonna leave you. They definitely gonna leave you.
You know what I mean? And you're gonna need something that's just yours, something that gets you up in the middle of the night. You see what I'm saying?
Uh,
Everybody needs some kind of passion.
my biggest thing is when COVID hit, and it probably be for a lot of people, and a lot of people might not speak on it, but we was unprepared. We was unprepared. Like job shutting down, we
Hmm.
depended on these people. Like we depended on these people. Job shutting down, bro. We was unprepared. So you know what I did? I'm building my own table.
There you
I'm
go.
building my own table. I'm putting my own chairs at my own table.
There you
I'm putting
go.
my chairs at my own table because that was scary.
It was.
That was
You know what I
scary.
mean? Yeah, they closing down your job. They closing down the church. You can't go. You
Bro,
can't go praise. You ain't doing nothing.
you cannot do nothing. So what I did was I said, Lord, if it do open up, whatever you choose to do with it, I'm gonna be ready when the world open up. We building a cookbook. The cookbook will be out very
Mm,
soon. But
mm.
in my cookbook is all the Zoom classes that I have done for us cooking. We have merchandise. I have my own T-shirts. I'm the brand. These word of mouth. We got everything out popping during this time because COVID was good to us. It taught us different avenues to go down and stay afloat. You know,
There you go.
didn't have to close down. Kept me grinding. Kept me in the middle of the night. Kept me
Hmm.
thinking like, oh, what's the next move?
Hmm.
How can we reach these people without going to these people?
Hmm. Yep.
So, but build your own table. If you have the opportunity to build your own table, make your side hustle make more money than your regular job. If you do have a regular job, I ain't saying just jump and stop and quit your regular job. I ain't telling you that. But have a plan. Like, oh, I got 5 years or 4 years to do this on this regular job. But at the same time, it's 5 or 4 years. Then my side hustle, I'm pushing just as hard as I going. Same way I want to be at that regular job, doing what I do for them. I'm doing the same thing for my side hustle, even more.
And that's the thing. Sometimes we don't realize how hard we work for other people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
How much
absolutely.
time and effort we really building somebody else's business. We really
Yeah,
turning somebody up top into a millionaire, and you putting in your 60 hours a week. You know what I mean?
and that's one reason why I made me start my catering business. I'm working at all these different restaurants and I'm getting all
Hmm.
these people money. I'm pushing all this food out for these people. And these people come out here praising me and applauding me and like, D, thank you. D, we just did a 2,000-3,000 hour. And I'm like, bro, why can't I do that for myself?
There you go.
Bro, why can't I? I'm cooking the food. You gave me the recipe, but that's fine. I can make my own recipe and tweak
Hmm.
it and push it out the same way you did it, right?
Hmm.
What make you better than me? Not
There you
saying that
go.
that I'm in competition with you, but I'm your workhorse. Why can't I be that for myself?
You know what I
Why
mean?
can't I push that for myself?
And that takes courage to step out on faith and be courageous, because a lot of us are providing a skill to a company that we really don't need them. Like you can do that same shit on your
On the
own, and you may
bro,
have to build it. So there are building blocks in adversity and setbacks, but that's just life. You know what I mean?
accept the failures, accept
Mm-hmm.
the setbacks. All
Yep.
this, everything we do is designed for failure, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay because you know why? You don't make the same mistake twice. You get up, realize what you did wrong, and you keep moving. When I first started my business, I didn't make no money in my first 7, 8 years. But I'm paying all this money out in fees and in state licenses, border equalization, share safe, $200 over $2,000 a year insurance. My $2 million insurance I have. I pay a lot of money out every year and wasn't making no money. But
Mm.
I didn't shut it down. I didn't give up on my dream. I
And
kept pushing my dream.
man, and that's what I be thinking all the time with all the stuff that I'm doing and trying to be an entrepreneur and trying to be a creative person. This is new for me. You know what I mean? But the one
Yes.
goal I told myself is the one thing I can't do is stop.
No.
As long as I keep going in the right direction, eventually I'm gonna land where I want to land. But this world don't condition me to want to keep going because most of the people around me, they on a rat race. They working somewhere. So sometimes I want to talk to somebody like, hey, how did you? That's why I try to find networks of people who do some of the stuff that I do because
Mm-hmm.
most of the people around me, not to their detriment, but they work. So if
Yes.
you somebody working and you trying to create something, it's difficult for them to see your vision. You know what I mean?
And that's why I don't talk my vision with people who not on the same platform as me.
There you go.
Not saying that I'm better than them, but they won't understand.
And they'll knock your shit too. And they'll be like, that don't make no
Exactly.
sense. What you
Exactly.
want me? Why you gonna do that? I'm like, oh, see, that's not what I needed to hear.
So I seen the meme that surround yourself by people who doing the things that you're doing.
Simple as that.
And so that's why I surround myself around chefs that trying to get off the ground, that's trying to push their way, already been in the game, just to get advice,
Mm-hmm.
listen to their failures, because everybody had to start somewhere and everybody didn't come out successful.
Yep.
Everybody, you might have the money, but you probably lost a lot of it and failed a lot before you got to where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I surround myself around. Like, I'm a social guy and I like to be social with people, but we won't talk business because you won't understand what I'm trying to where I'm trying to take this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But but I have met a lot of good people along the way. Anything.
Your phone's breaking up, D.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It don't have to be about food. It could be about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for his business, I'm there. It could be the stock market, anything about pushing to the next level, setting ourselves up together, partnership, whatever. I'm all about that. But I don't speak that
Mm-hmm.
with I don't speak that with everybody though.
Well, and that's the thing, right? I think even being like a black man in this society, I'm realizing that when I get into a circle of men, for the most part, they only talking about a couple things.
Yes.
It's either gonna be sports,
Yeah.
it's gonna be women sometime, and I'll
Yep.
be like, and I love basketball. I grew up playing basketball, but I'm at a different level of mentality now. I don't give a fuck about the score. Like I don't care about. I'll watch it and I'll entertain, but I don't really want to talk about that. I'd rather talk
No.
about a book I read. I'd rather talk about my platform and what I'm trying to do because we getting older. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
time ain't on nobody's side. You don't know
And
what you know what I mean?
and that's another thing I've been surrounding myself by audiobooks. I've been reading this thing called Extreme Ownership.
Mm,
This book about extreme ownership, and then it teaches us about leadership.
mm-hmm.
And so I've been trying to, just less TV and more about that, more about
There
success,
you go.
more about moving forward of how to get this creating cash flow,
Mm-hmm.
assets, not liabilities,
There you
like you
go.
said, we in our 40s. We don't know what tomorrow brings or what our 50s look like, but I'm building
Mm-hmm.
to it. I'm
There you
building
go.
so I can set my family up or my kids up with something. If I don't finish it, at least they know this is what started. I write things down, and this is what you finished for me, or this is what
Mm-hmm.
you finished for your family. Start that generational wealth. That's what I mostly be on. Folks be like, "Man, you crazy? What you talking about that for, bro?
You,
This
you
is
better
real,
you better
bro."
talk about it. You know that Social Security probably ain't gonna be there for us. That's what
They
they're
told me
saying.
they told me I'd be 72 years old before I get mine, bro. You tripping? Man, what I'm gonna do with that? 72? What I'm gonna do? $800? What I'm gonna do with that at 72? Man, y'all tripping.
Yep.
But I'm not relying on the system no more.
There you
God,
go.
God give me my health and strength. He'd have brought me this far, even from when I didn't have nothing to now. man, I could go and
Mm-hmm.
get whatever we could go and get whatever we want. Fear, it give me motivation.
There you
Forget
go.
it. I'm just gonna get out there. One thing about it, somebody will see me. Somebody will see me.
You never
Somebody
know who
gonna
watching. You
show
never
right.
know who
Somebody might
watching.
notice me too. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's go for it.
Yep.
But I'm it's no more being scared no more. It ain't no more being scared. No,
There you
no,
go.
no, no, no. We ain't no kids no more. Let's go for
Mm-hmm.
it.
There you go. There you go. Well, D man, I appreciate you coming on my platform, brother. I knew you would have a lot to share. I just love speaking to people who are passionate about stuff so we can inspire other people to take on whatever their journey may be. And it can be whatever, you know what I mean? But like internally, you have to seek to be happy internally. Like
Yes.
sometimes people rely on other people to make them happy or things to make them happy, like try to accumulate things, and none of this really does anything. That's why you would, like you was just saying, cutting off the TV and reading a book. Like you gotta use your entire brain. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we get caught up in watching entertainment, watching videos, watching all this type of stuff that ain't gonna teach you shit. Like
No,
you gotta
ain't
keep on learning. Like
so
school is
right.
over, but it
So
ain't
right.
over.
No,
You
it
know what I
ain't
mean?
over.
You
Yeah.
gotta always keep on learning, bro. So I appreciate you coming on my platform. Tell everybody if they wanted to get some of your seasoning or if they need a catering job done, how can they reach out to you?
All right. You can go to my website at www.dwomcatering.com, or you could go to Instagram at dwomcatering, and you could click on the link tree in my bio, and I have everything listed there from the website to my seasonings to my merch. Everything is there.
Got
Or
it.
you can
Got
call
it.
me at 916-832-7713. I'm always open for a phone call or chat or something.
There you go. There you go, brother. Well, I thank you, man, for coming on my platform and discussing everything you're doing. We're going to keep in touch. And I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to continue to tell everybody about your catering service and your seasonings. And when you make more seasonings, I'll make sure to talk about it on my show. I just appreciate everything you're doing, brother. Thank
It's
you
a
for coming on
blessing,
the
brother.
platform today.
It's a very blessing. Thank you so very much, man. You a cool dude, man. I love you, man. But thank you, man. I appreciate you so very much. You have a blessed rest of your night.
You too, brother. Thank you.
All right, now.
All right.